I'd like to introduce one of the actors from the greatest television show in the history of the United States, Mr. Brent Spiner. Thank you so much. Quick recovery. Hi, everybody. Let me just come out here for 1 second, if you don't mind, Kevin, before we begin. Anybody want to take a photo real quick? Let me. Okay, that's enough. I like your hat.
Thank you.
It says date on it. Did you make that yourself?
No, I didn't actually, sorry.
You didn't?
No.
You bought that?
Yeah.
Where?
I work in data.
You work in data. There are children here, you know. You work in data, and so they give those hats out to...
Yeah, all my team has hats with say.
All your team has hats like that.
Mandatory.
You know, if I had a hat like that, I wouldn't wear it. Myself, I mean, I think it's a cool hat. I'd rather have one of those David Ortiz hats with the two socks in the front. Those are cool. So Kevin, let me start with you. I understand you recently won an award from J.J. Abrams of some sort, right?
How did you know that?
You know what? I do my research. When I'm hosting a panel, I like the guests to know as much as I can about the guests.
The funniest thing is that award ceremony at the art show in Hollywood was exactly 1 year ago today.
You are. You know what? I don't know if you folks know this, but the award show that Kevin won was exactly a year ago today. I do my research, Kevin. But anyway, congratulations. That's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, there was a couple thousand. It was called the Art Awaken Challenge, and it was for UNICEF. And yeah, a couple thousand people entered, and I won.
You won. What'd you win with? What's the piece?
It was. I can show you a picture.
Could you? Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, no, I want to see it now.
Say something.
Yeah, I will. You were presented the award by JJ, is that right? Did he present you the award?
No, actually, my day job, I work as a jewelry designer for a company that has a license with Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
So I work with Star Wars all day long, and then we were talking with some people at Lucasfilm in the morning, and then later on in the afternoon, I got a call from one of JJ Abrams' assistants.
Yeah.
And I'm like calling my boss, I'm like, get in here now, because I had no idea what they wanted.
Right.
And they just called up and said, you were a finalist for the contest. And then they called me the next day and said that I had won.
Did they fly you out to LA?
They flew me out first class.
First class?
I stayed at the Anzon Hotel in Hollywood. It's right off Sunset Boulevard. And it,
I don't know that place.
And I'd never heard of it either, but Led Zeppelin used to stay there.
Oh, really?
And Jimmy Page.
Was it like torn out completely?
Exactly. You know what they did? It was like one of the old style hotels that had balconies.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Page threw furniture out the balconies. He would do it every time he came to that hotel, every time they were in LA. So they now close it off, and it's now just glass walls. There are no balconies in the hotel.
Oh, well, there you are.
Because of Jimmy Page. But let me get that picture.
All right, would you, in the meantime, do you think, could you possibly get me a meeting with JJ?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay. I've never met him, actually. Yeah, I assume he's a huge fan of mine. I gotta assume it, because it's probably not true. Anyway, let's see.
So that was Kylo Ren.
Wow, Kylo Ren, that's really cool. Here, let me show you. Can you see that in the back?
You guys can all come down to my booth at booth 202 and alley 200. You can come down and I'll show that to you myself.
I don't really care for this. No, I'm kidding. It's really great. Who played that part? Was that Adam Driver?
That was Adam Driver. He
Yeah.
played Kylo Ren.
He killed his dad.
Jesus, what the?
Oh,
That's already been. You guys all knew that, right?
you saw that movie, right? Yeah. If you haven't, it wasn't very good. No, it was very good. Very good. Don't tell JJ I said that, please. All right. We know a lot of the same people, JJ and I. I know Carl Urban. And I know Mark Hamill. I actually, did you know this? I did a CD a few years ago called Dreamland. Thank you. I'd like to sing a couple numbers from it right now. That's wonderful. It was like a play with music. And there was dialogue, there was music. It was myself and a brilliant singer named Maud Maggart, who there's no point in mentioning this, but she is Fiona Apple's sister. But she is like a superior singer, unbelievable. And all the other characters were played by Mark Hamill on the piece. Do you find that even remotely interesting? Because your face says nothing.
This is my interest.
That's your interested face? Yeah. No, yeah. No, really, I'm not kidding.
Tell the whole story again.
Yeah, okay. You probably haven't heard, I did a CD called, anyway. Enough of this nonsense, and I mean that. What else can I ask you about yourself? Where were you born?
I was born in Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, that's not far from here, is it?
No, it's about 120 miles.
120 miles. So how long does it take you to get there when you...
It took exactly 2 hours. Because I
2 hours
driving
driving. Do you live there still?
Actually, I live in Fairfield, which is about 20 miles closer. We moved there when my daughter started kindergarten.
Oh, you have a daughter. How many kids do you have?
I have one.
A little girl. How old is she?
She's 7.
7. Oh, wow. And what's her name?
Her name's Michaela. I hope
Michaela.
someone's videotaping this. Please
You know
don't.
what? You know what's cool about that is LeVar Burton's daughter's name is Michaela. Did you know that? Yeah. She calls herself Mika.
That's a coincidence. My girlfriend's name is LeVar.
Is that right?
I had a list of questions.
All right.
Great.
Well, I'm just about to get to what else do I want to know about you, and then I hit a wall. Nothing actually. It's
The most average question I get is how tall I am. So
Yeah.
6'5".
that's
about it. Nobody
I'm
else
not
cares.
interested in that. It's 6'5". You're a large man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. Thank me. I appreciate that. Okay.
So I understand you're working on some new projects.
No, not really.
You're gonna do this to me.
I am. Well, I'm on a television show right now. Anybody watch Outcast? There's one person, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very popular show. It's on Cinemax, which some people know as Skinemax, but it has nothing. It's not. Because on Cinemax you also had The Nick, which was a superior, excellent show with Clive Owen. But this show is a show that is based on a comic book drawn by Robert Kirkman, who is the executive producer of the show. He does another little show called Walking Dead. Outcast. You want to get that? Or here, I'll get it.
No, it's work. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
Or not. I'm CNA.
Okay.
No, are you done? You want to talk some more? Okay, you were saying so.
Okay, so I was telling you about Outcast. Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead, he created this show. It is not zombies, it is demonic possession, as those of you, few of you who've seen it know. It's actually, it's also on iTunes, by the way, now. The first season is. We just finished shooting the second season. First season's on iTunes. 10 episodes, well worth your time, really good stuff. And not that many people, honestly, have seen it in America, because Cinemax is still building their fan base. But in the rest of the world, it is the #2 show in every market of the world, except for America. So give it a shot. unless you want to go to another country and watch it, which you can do if you like. Yes, sir. You have anything else to add?
I can be part of the interview. Okay, cool. I also want to say we're going to open up the panel to questions, and if we like your questions, Brent and I think they're good. You're going to get a free Star Trek: The Next Generation T-shirt.
Wow!
It's got all the episode names in the Enterprise. Yeah.
Does it really? Where's Data's Day? I don't see that.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Tell them another story.
No, you don't have to find it.
I'm going to do it because I don't have any other questions that you want to answer because they're all about Star Trek. You were like, let's talk about something else other than Star Trek. Because Star Trek's all I hear.
All right. You know what, Kevin?
That was my Brent Spider invitation.
That was very good. I will answer anything you want me to, anything you ask me. Anything. Nothing's off bounds. Not the election. Not, no way I'm bringing up that. Yeah, I'm just glad we're not in the Midwest right now. Okay, go ahead. Anything you want to ask me.
So how'd you get the part of Data?
Seriously? I mean, I'll answer if you want.
Yeah, I think we'd like to know.
You know what? It's a very peculiar thing called an audition. I had an agent at the time who, somebody more popular than me is next door. Who is that? Stan Lee.
We can go right next door.
The scheduling in this convention is phenomenal. Let's see, can we put Brent and Stan Lee on at the same time so that you can only see one or the other?
We chose you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think we should go next door and beat the hell out of those people. And you know what? I'll take Stan myself. So how did I get to be Stan Lee? You know what? I auditioned. My agent set me up. I went to a casting agent. Her name was, or casting director, they call themselves now, a woman by the name of Junie Lowry, one of the great casting directors in Hollywood. And I read for her, and she said, I think that, what could he be saying that is so popular?
Why don't we try to do a really loud scream now, dude?
Yeah, can we do that?
When I say scream, I want you guys to scream as loud as you possibly can. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much.
They were screaming for me, by the way.
When I wrote the first episode of Spider-Man, what could that mean? Stan's not going.
You know what? I bet they're giving out free stuff.
Gotta be free stuff. We have free stuff. Excellent. All right, so I went to Junie Lowry, and she said, read for me, and I read for her, and she said, oh, you know what, I think the producer should meet you. So I went in, and there was a room full of people auditioning at the same time, and I'm waiting to go into the room, and a couple minutes later, Junie comes out, and she says, you know, they want you to read for Riker instead. And seriously. And I said, Riker? I don't want to read for Riker. I said, I'm out of here. And she said, no, don't go. Hang on a minute. And she comes back out. Okay, you can read for Data. And I said, hey, let me ask you something. Do they want me to read Data as like sort of a person or like a robot machine like that? She says, let me find out. She goes back in and she said, they'd really like it to be sort of like a robot. I said, well, I can't do that. I'm out of here. And she said, no, don't leave. And I went back, she went back in, she came out, you can read it any way you want to. And I said, all right. So I went in, I read with the director, gentleman by the director of the pilot, a guy named Corey Allen, wonderful guy. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Rebel Without a Cause. Woo! But yeah, you know that movie?
He directed that.
No, he didn't direct it. That was Nicholas Ray, but he was in the movie as an actor. He was the guy who drag raced with James Dean and went over the cliff because his sleeve got caught. That was Corey Allen. He was a wonderful man, really. Have you ever seen Outcast? This show oh, thank you. And anyway, I had 6 more auditions, and then they gave me the job. And I said, I called my agent, and I said, I don't think I want to do this. And he said, really? And I went, yeah. I said, I don't know, I don't, it's not really what I see myself doing. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, just do the pilot, and if you don't like it, do the pilot. If you don't like it, I can get you out of it, which is completely lying. But, so I said, okay. And first day, I went to work. First person I met, Patrick Stewart. I said, hey, how are you? He goes, all right, I think we're going to have a fun time with this. And I said, all right, I think I can do this. This guy seems like the real deal. And then LeVar joined the thing, and I knew Jonathan already. I knew Gates. Gates and I'd known Gates for years since her name was Cheryl. Because she was Cheryl McFadden when I first met her. Yeah, well, you don't know everything about me, and you certainly know nothing about her. It's apparently, yeah, exactly. Cheryl McFadden, her boyfriend produced a play I did in New York, and I met her. And let me tell you something. She was one of the most gorgeous human beings I've ever seen in my life. Cheryl McFadden. I never told her that, but she really was. And so, what was your question? How did I get the bite? I answered it.
Star Trek, so you answered it.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Sure. Well, you brought up Data's Day, so I'm assuming that must be an episode you like. I was wondering maybe if you could talk a little about that. I just happened to have seen that 2 nights ago. I had a whole Data marathon at my house.
Because you wanted to be prepared.
Because I've never seen Star Trek, so I really wanted to get to know it. I've seen every episode 50 times. I'm kidding.
Seriously, 50 times?
Drop me a question. Go ahead, you can quiz me.
Well, tell us a little bit about Data's Day, then.
Okay. Data's Day starts with the morning shift coming in, and the day begins on the Enterprise. So it's early in the morning, and it happens to be the day that Miles O'Brien and Keiko are getting married.
That's right. You know what? I've never seen the episode of Data's Day. No, I really haven't. I have not seen, I've seen about 10 to 15 episodes from the first season, because when we first started doing it, I wanted to see what it was we were doing. And it looked nice. I thought it looked good, it was pretty. Everybody seemed good in their parts. And then I went, okay, I don't need to watch anymore. And I never have. And so I still have about 160 episodes to catch up on, which I may one day, or I may not. But, it seemed redundant to me. I read them, I worked on them. Did I really need to watch them? I know what's going to happen. Although I forgot that Miles and Keiko got married that episode, but now that you mention it, yeah, that's right.
They almost didn't, and you came in and saved the day.
Well, I do my best.
All while tap dancing.
Yeah. We tap danced in that episode. That's right. With Cheryl. With Gates. Yeah.
Cheryl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right.
I noticed that you did a lot of the tap dancing in that.
Well, I did some of it. It wasn't all me. When you see us both in the frame together, that's me. When you see the guy who went around in circles like that, that was not me. That was someone else. So why don't we let them ask a few questions? Unless you want to ask your remaining.
Yeah, what do we got over there? Okay, cool. So we're going to open it up to some audience questions. There's a microphone right here, and if we like your question, you get a free shirt.
Well, do you have enough for? How many shirts do you have?
Oh, I know.
3? 3? Remember, 20 minutes. So, okay. Hi.
Thank you so much for coming out.
I'm so delighted to be here. I'm going to stand up now, if you don't mind, Kevin, because I think the people in the back or the sides are not going to be able to see if I, let's see how I can do this. If I stand right here, I think everybody can see. Right? Yeah. All right. Hi.
Hi.
My question for you is, as an actor, how difficult is it for you to play a character that can't show emotion?
Really easy, because I don't have to do anything, you know? I just have to say the lines, and the audience does the work for me. Because I used to get all kinds of letters from people saying, you're feeling something, I can see it. You know, so it was sort of like a symbiotic relationship I had with the audience. We created the character together. It was great. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That, by the way, was a really not a very good question.
How about a shirt for being first up here?
You what?
How about a shirt for being first up here?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. The squeaky wheel gets oiled. Thank you. Can you guys see over there? Oh, you can't see on that side. Oh, but Kim, you can't see. Well, that's wrong. You drove all the way here from Chicago this morning just to see the, no? Sure. Okay, wait, let's, this is weird, I can't, all right. You get every other question, Kim. Yes, ma'am.
I was curious to know if you had any background in live theater.
Background in live theater?
Background or interest in. You seem
Interest
to be
in
really
live theater.
good in theater.
Well, let me just say, not to wax rhapsodic about myself, but I have done 6 Broadway shows. Yeah. And, unlike Kevin, you have not done your research. Did you know that, Kevin? That sorry?
Oh, the yellow eyes.
Yeah, well, I recorded a couple CDs. You remember that.
Yes.
But that's only 6 Broadway shows. I've done several off-Broadway. I've done regional. I've done shows in LA. I did a Little Shop of Horrors in LA. I did Man of La Mancha in LA. I did Sunday in the Park with George, 1776 on Broadway. Oh, I could go on and on, but...
Just one other question.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite role
My favorite role?
out of all of those animations?
Well, I you know what? I don't exactly have a favorite role. I'm trying to work the room. It's the weirdest way to work a room. I have favorite jobs I've had. I mean, my favorite job I ever had was in a movie called Out to Sea. Have you seen Outcast? The 2 of you who saw Out to Sea? Out to Sea was a movie with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau and Donald O'Connor and Elaine Stritch and Diane Cannon and me, and I had a great part in it. And also, I got to hang with Jack and Walter every day. It was unbelievable. I couldn't wait to go to work. They were wonderful guys, and they were really nice to me. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hey.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
You got a shirt?
Well, you know, that's your decision, Kevin. You can't keep giving it to everybody, though. This is not enough. All right, look. Ask something really stupid. We don't want to give you a shirt.
You did the Broadway show 1776.
Right.
The cast and staff. What's the difference, and what was the interaction like between the producers and the directors and stuff like that between the two? And question for Kevin: what did Warrior Project afterwards? You were doing something with that?
Warrior Project?
That's a great.
Do you know what that is?
I'm wrapping up Orlando covers and painting for the Warrior Project down in my booth. And all the money's going to the Warrior Project, and he signed it.
That was really, but you know, you just completely undermine the possibility of getting a T-shirt. Right? You have one. You already have one.
Yeah.
You caught one of them that he threw, and you're really taking advantage of me, right? Okay. So what was the interaction between the director and the producers? I don't know I wasn't there when they were talking.
The cast, when you're actually getting direction, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rehearsing for them on stage.
That's what-
on the studio.
That's exactly the way we did it. The director would say, why don't you go over there? And I would go over there. And the producer would say, we can't afford to pay you what you want. I'm leaving. No, that was a very happy experience, 1776. I did it for 8 months on Broadway. I did 200 performances. I never missed one. There was 17 guys in the show. A handful of us did not ever miss a show. Myself, the guy who was playing Benjamin Franklin, Pat Hingle, fantastic actor that I was so thrilled to be working with. Wonderful actress named Linda Eamon, who played Abigail. Linda and I did another play after that. She played my wife in that. She played my wife in a play called Lifetimes 3 that I also did on Broadway. She got a Tony nomination for it. She's a fantastic actress. But we did 200 performances and never missed one, and that's rare. But you know, Pat said, we got to show these kids who are in the show that this is the way you do it. The show has to go on. You got to do the show, no matter how you feel. And unlike sports guys, like baseball players who go on the disabled list for 30 days or 60 days or have a little cough, they're out. We go on. We still do the show. Like right now, I don't want to be here. Anyway, yes ma'am.
This should be pretty quick, but just because I think we can glean a lot from this answer. Do you know what Hogwarts house you're in?
What?
Do you know what Hogwarts house you're in?
Did you say what size underwear I wear? What Hogwarts house I'm in? I'm a Hufflepuff. I don't even know what that means. Actually, my son is a Hufflepuff, so I go along with him. I can't let him go alone. He's still a young boy. Yeah.
If you could play any role, past, present, future, what would you choose?
If I could play any role, past, present, future. Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of roles I'd like to play, but there's only one movie that I wish I had had this part. Not that I would have been better. I wouldn't have been better. Well, first of all, let me say, I have this dream. Well, if I ever did Saturday Night Live, I would like to do a sketch, kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, but what it would be like, because It's a Wonderful Life, if he had not lived, everything would have changed and, life wouldn't have been the same for everybody. My version of it would be, what my life would have been had Kevin Kline never lived. No, the one part that I watch this movie and I go, oh, that's such a great part. I wish I could play that. Although he was spectacular, and he's a friend of mine, was the role that Mandy Patinkin played in The Princess Bride. Inigo Montoya, you killed my father. Prepare to die. Yeah, Mandy was fantastic in that. But what a great part, huh? Why him? Why not me? Okay. Why not Kevin Kline? He could have done that part. He really could have, couldn't he? Hey.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good. I'm getting tired of going back and forth though, like this. Trying to serve the people. That's who I am. Give. That's all I do. All right, go ahead.
And we appreciate it.
Huh?
And we appreciate it. I heard you were working on this little show down in the Carolinas. I don't believe you mentioned much about it.
Yeah. I haven't mentioned. It's called Outcast. Yeah. Robert Kirkman. And just to whet your appetite, and that's with an H. I play an evil character. I am evil. I am the villain on the show. So, let that be a lesson to you. Huh? He should, really. Should. Yeah, that's such an original question. I think he should have a t-shirt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. It had completely slipped my mind. Thank you. Yes, sir.
After playing Data for all those years,
yeah.
How did you prepare for the character of Dr. Orchid in Independence Day?
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't remember. When I did Dr. Open the first time in Independence Day, the original Independence Day, I had just finished doing the series of Star Trek. And I had finished, we had done Generations already. And yeah, we had already done Generations. And so I went in to read for it, and I didn't, I really didn't want to do it. I mean, I read the script and I kind of went, this is a doctor, he's just a doctor. In the script, he was just a doctor, Dr. Oken. I knew, the only thing I knew was that he was named after a guy named Jeff Oken, who was a special effects guy who did Stargate, and I knew him. And I thought, well, ooh, Jeff Oken, they named the character after him. Not that this has anything to do with it, but I was struggling to figure out what to do with this character because it was so boring on the page. And I thought, well, and this happens to me so rarely. Inspiration hit me. And I mean, I wish it happened more often, I really do, but I for some reason, it hit me. I thought, I wonder what it would be like if this guy maybe went to Berkeley and took way too many tabs of acid. And so I went in, I said, the line was, Mr. President, and I thought, what if I said and say, wow? And so I did. And Dean Devlin, who I auditioned for initially, he co-wrote the script and produced it. Dean now is like, he does the librarian, he produces that, wonderful guy. And so I read it like that, and he said, you know what, I brought you in here to read just because I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I wanted to meet you. But that was really, really interesting. Let me show it to Roland Emmerich, who's directing the movie, and we'll see what happens. Like, I got a call the next day, he said, I showed it to Roland. Within 10 seconds, he said, that's the guy. And so I went in and met him, and I said, I just have one request. Can I have really long hair? And they said, yeah. And he picked up the phone and ordered the wig that day. Somehow, miraculously, I lived through that film and was able to do Independence Day Resurgence. Did you see that one? Yes. You did? Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks. Those of you who didn't see it, thanks a lot. I had a deal for number 3, and not enough people went to see it. Well, you know what? You never know. Never say never, right? Or as Sean Connery once said, never say never. Thank you, sir. The Toronto Blue Jays fan right there.
My question is,
I can only imagine, really.
How did you really get along with Spot?
Well, let me put it like this. People ask me this question, and I've said this before. Spot, although a lovely cat, was the single worst actor I've ever worked with. Spot could not take direction at all, which is not unusual for a cat, really. I couldn't blame Spot. I blamed the producers and the writers for writing things for Spot to do that a cat just simply won't do. And, but when Spot worked, as soon as I saw it on the page, Spot, my stomach would turn over because we were going to be there all day and all night trying to get Spot to jump in my lap. And, one time in the entire series, Spot got it right on the first take because it said, Spot eats tuna out of a can. And first time, Spot got it right. Yeah. Thank you.
Is that a t-shirt question?
Was that a t-shirt question? You'll have to decide that, Kevin, because I don't.
You're the man.
Well, maybe we should have Stan Lee if that was yeah. What do you folks think? Was that a t-shirt? We only have one left after this, right?
We have time for one or two questions.
One or two questions?
They're quick.
So one of the two of you is going to get a t-shirt.
He's going to get the last shirt.
I'm so sorry to everybody that had to stand in line, but it was kind of worth it to just, hi. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going? Well, you're going to continue to stand there just in case these people pass out.
Yeah.
We get to you.
Yes.
All right, well, it's worth it, I guess. Probably won't happen, but.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
First of all, thank you for being here. I've been trying to see you at a con for a couple years now. I've been
she
to New
gets
York,
the t-shirt.
and you weren't there, and I was here last year, and you canceled.
I know, I had to, because I was working on this show called
Yes. But having played multiple characters within the Star Trek world, what was your favorite in terms of Data, Lore, Dr. Zoom, and then Data with an emotion chip? Was it difficult to go back and forth in the same episode?
No, it wasn't difficult because I never really had to do it at the same time. I would change costumes, they'd turn the camera around, I would, all that stuff. But for me, I enjoyed all of them, but I particularly liked playing Lore because I didn't have to do anything, it was just me. I am evil, yeah. And so it was simple. Now, don't go away, because you get a question now, and there's only one T-shirt.
Well, I do have, remember, I know you like BB-8, so I brought a BB-8 pin for you.
Oh, BB-8 pin for me?
Because I like BB-8.
But you're giving other people BB-8
I'm going to give this guy a BB-8 pin if he doesn't suck.
You said before that you liked the original script to the series finale of The Next Generation more than the revised one. So what did that original script look like?
The original script of what?
The series finale of The Next Generation.
I don't know. I don't remember. I thought it was good. I think All Good Things was our finale.
Yeah.
I think that was as good a series finale as any show's ever had. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good ending. I don't remember. I know I've said that, but I think I was lying. Or I'm lying right now. One or the other. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. I'm so sorry. You know what? Give him a pen, because I blew that.
That's good. Which one wants the shirt? Which one wants the pin? You want the shirt?
Yeah, well, her question was better. More or less do that. Well, I was thinking these people who stood in line and didn't get to ask a question might deserve a...
First five.
First five of you. Let's see, that leaves one.
First four.
First four.
Because I got to give you one.
Give me one of those. Yeah, you got to give me one. And
Star Wars, sorry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I'm so... Okay, come here. Don't. Let's at least touch. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.